This is Roadmap to Resilience, an audio series for professionals and families who are supporting children experiencing stress and trauma. I'm Dr. Julian Ford.
And I'm Dr. Amanda Zelechoski. We are psychologists who research child stress and trauma, and we're dedicated to making practical science available and accessible to anyone who needs it.
We and many of our colleagues are researching and treating child trauma. We want to ensure that the findings and best practices are widely available to all who care for kids.
In these episodes, you'll hear us speak with more than a dozen international experts in child trauma. They help us define what we mean by trauma, stress, and resilience, and they help us create a more holistic picture of the path from surviving to thriving.
Resilience is being able to thrive as well as you can, despite the circumstances.
Supporting kids is about building the resilience of the parents and the consistent caregivers, the people who care for kids. So responsive relationships build resilience.
Whether you're a mental health professional, a social worker, teacher, parent, lawyer, or caregiver, Roadmap to Resilience is for you. These episodes are designed to give you the trauma-informed tools you need to help children and families overcome adversity and move forward into resilience.
The field of child abuse and neglect has evolved so much over the past 30 or 40 years. You have to stay current with what the research shows us. We rarely have enough classes that focus on trauma or trauma-informed care.
As adults, we have a special obligation and duty to do everything we can to keep children safe, to provide them with what they need to grow, develop, to succeed in school and in their lives.
We've stitched together interviews with our guest experts into more than a dozen episodes. We believe everyone can benefit from listening through all the episodes in order, but we know that some episodes might resonate with you more in your personal life or your professional work.
The first few episodes introduce and explore key concepts, such as what is trauma, what is resilience, preventing trauma, and understanding dissociation.
The next several episodes dive deep into specific contexts where children may experience stress and trauma, such as sexual abuse, intimate partner homicide, immigration, as well as the global and collective traumas faced by many communities.
The final episodes focus on how specific groups can foster resilience, such as mental health providers, medical and nursing providers, lawyers, or parents. These might be episodes that you listen to based on your specific circumstances.
And if a particular episode makes you think of a colleague or friend, we encourage you to share that episode. You'll also find additional short videos and shareable infographics on our website, roadmaptoresilience.org, that are designed for the busy professional or parent who may not have time right now to listen to the full audio series.
One of the most consistent comments our guest experts have shared is that we need more trauma-informed support in our schools, healthcare clinics, homes, extracurriculars, communities, and beyond. Sharing these resources within your circle is a step towards building that supportive world for children.
With the onset of the COVID-19 pandemic, all of our lives changed, and we know that so many children have had to deal with more stress and trauma than before.
I hate the word resilience.
Say it.
I mean,
why?
No, because sometimes I don't like the way it's used. Like a child suffers, so you say, oh, don't worry, kids are resilient. It's like another way of protecting us from the pain of seeing their pain. I just don't want it misused. Put it
right,
that way.
like a crutch or an easy out because we just dismiss it. Right.
Like, don't worry, they're resilient. Don't worry, they're resilient.
That's exactly why we're doing this series, I think, because Julian and I were also frustrated with the assumption that the kids will just be fine. And so let's bring together all of these people to really talk about what makes them fine and the work we need to do to help them.
Just because kids are resilient doesn't mean that they don't suffer.
Right.
Exactly.
It doesn't mean that they don't need our protection and our care.
Mm-hmm. Resilience doesn't appear overnight.
And the journey to get there isn't without twists and turns.
A life worth living is possible for everyone, but we all have a responsibility to make that possible.
Welcome to Roadmap to Resilience.